BTS News Today. The atmosphere became quiet for a moment. Amid the hustle and bustle of cameras, crowds of staff, and the hustle and bustle of the event, there was only one moment that kept thousands of pairs of eyes glued to the screen: Jungkook's gaze to Jimin. It is not the first time the world has seen such eye-catching highlights, but every time it happens, the vibes seem to infiltrate deep into the hearts of the fans. And this time, the gaze was deeper, more meaningful, as if it held something they had never revealed to the world. They stood not too close, yet the atmosphere between them was undeniable. Jimin, with his trademark soft smile and graceful movements, glancing at Jungkook without realizing that he was being stared at with an electrifying intensity. The camera caught him, and the internet exploded in an instant. Within minutes, the video went viral. Jungkook looks at Jimin like that again, one user wrote on social media. The gaze keeps the story, another added. But is it just an ordinary look between two old friends who have gone through a lot together? Or is there more to it than just being together as BTS members? This is what is the mystery and anxiety of its own among the ARMY, which for many years witnessed the dynamics of their relationship. The moment seemed to resurrect all the memories of their so natural yet mysterious interaction. Too many coincidental moments captured by the public, too many interactions that provoke curiosity. And now, the question that continues to haunt: what are they hiding from the world? Jungkook and Jimin have been through a lot since the early days of debut. They grew up together, laughed together, and sometimes cried together. However, over time, there are nuances that change in the way they perceive each other, more calm, but deeper. They don't need to talk much, because their body language already speaks more than enough. Jungkook, who used to be shy, is now more confident, but only in front of Jimin did he look again like a nervous, blushing young man. Warm and caring Jimin never fails to make Jungkook feel at ease, even in the most difficult times. The gaze appeared in the middle of a filming break for BTS's latest photo shoot. All the members were busy taking pictures, but when Jimin stepped slowly to the side of the studio, Jungkook stopped his movement. He looked at Jimin with a look that could not be interpreted as mere admiration. For some, it may just be an ordinary expression, but for those who have been following their stories for a long time, the gaze holds something: longing, an unspoken confession, or even a sense that has only been buried. Some ARMY tried to analyze the moment in depth. Anyone pay attention to their body language? How did Jungkook look down a little after Jimin noticed his gaze, or how Jimin responded with a small smile that quickly disappeared? It all felt like a secret code that only the two of them understood. Fans quickly pieced together pieces of the past: backstage interactions, rehearsal videos, an interview that implies something, even the lyrics of a song they wrote themselves. Is everything just a coincidence? The suspicion that there is something they are hiding from the world is not new. For a long time, speculation grew about their closeness. But what makes this moment so touching is the fact that despite having gone through so many storms, they still keep something so personal and warm just for the two of them. No need for public statements. No need for open confession. One look is enough, and the world understands that there is depth behind their togetherness. Some fans argue that perhaps their relationship is not something that can be described in one word. Maybe it's love, maybe a brotherhood deeper than blood, or maybe it's a mental attachment that can't be explained logically. Jungkook once said that Jimin is someone who always makes him feel comfortable. Jimin has repeatedly shown that he understands Jungkook more than anyone. For them, maybe the outside world doesn't need to know everything. Maybe they just want to keep what they have pure. But the world always wants to know. The world is always pressing, digging, and speculating. Whenever they look too close, every little touch or gentle whisper becomes the subject of discussion. But still, the two never gave a definite answer. Perhaps because they do not feel the need. Probably because that answer is too big to share. Perhaps because what they hide is not something that can be explained, but it can only be felt. The gaze became a symbol of this whole riddle. Jungkook doesn't just see Jimin as a group friend. The gaze was like a silent confession of respect, of admiration, and maybe something deeper. Behind every gesture and word, there are layers of emotion that the camera lens never touches. And that's what keeps this story alive. It continues to grow, and continues to be an alluring mystery. Shortly after the moment went viral, their latest interview was released. In the interview, when asked about who members they trust the most, Jungkook replied without hesitation, Jimin here. Jimin just smiled, but the look in his eyes revealed that he knew what Jungkook meant. No need for long explanations. They know, and that's enough. Are they hiding something from the world? Maybe he did. Probably not. But for sure, they share something that not everyone can understand. Something that has grown over the years and is now part of who they are. They don't need the world to acknowledge that. They just need each other. And for the loyal army, that was more than enough. And as the evening came to an end, thousands of comments and speculations still continued to flood social media. Video footage of the gays has spread to various parts of the world, translated into multiple languages, and it was analyzed by fans who felt as if they were experiencing the moment personally. Many wrote down how they felt goosebumps, or even crying without knowing for sure why. Only one eye meets the other, but his influence felt like an emotional wave that hit thousands of hearts around the world. Some fans even wrote an open letter not to ask for clarification, but to express gratitude that they were allowed to witness something so sincere and beautiful. Thank you for showing us love in its purest form. Write an army from Brazil. Whatever you hide or don't hide, we don't need answers. We just want you to be happy. Shortly after, an official vlog video from behind the scenes of the shoot was released by BTS agency. In the video, the moment in the spotlight appears briefly, without excess edits, without dramatic music. Just that look. And this time, even the staff behind the camera seemed to notice it, with a faint smile that implied that they also realized something that did not need to be explained. In another moment, when all the members gathered to eat together after the photo shoot. The camera captures yet another small interaction. Jimin touches Jungkook's arm lightly when he laughs too loudly, and Jungkook spontaneously turned to her with a smile that could not be faked. So natural, yet full of meaning. They may never say big words. There is no direct recognition. But small actions, subtle gestures, and sincere expressions actually convey a much more powerful story than 1,000 sentences. The world may be able to guess, form theories, or speculate, but only they know the truth. And perhaps that's the most beautiful part of it all, the fact that some things don't need to be explained to be felt. Now, as time goes on, that moment is kept alive as part of their long history of relationship. A reminder that there is beauty in something that is not expressed, that the language of love is not always words, and that behind the camera spotlight, there are two hearts that understand each other without the need to speak. For the army to see, understand, and love unconditionally, the moment is a gift. A gift from two souls who have grown up together on a long journey called BTS. It's not just about Jungkook and Jimin. It was a story about human connection, about the silence that speaks, and about love in its simplest form, but most thrilling.
So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say, yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.